scene that this part of the film depicts, it's meant to demonstrate a very big struggle that a lot of teens face when entering high school, or any school at that matter. It shows the struggles of feeling alone in school and the struggles of being bullied in school. Now, this book focuses a lot on the problems that teens all around the world face, and this struggle in particular is one that many can relate to. Now, the scenes leading up to this moment also help to show this, because the first scene where she enters the school, this one, it shows how she feels lost at school and how this halls feel very wide and empty in a way. This kind of depicts how she feels alone at school and doesn't have many friends, at least at that point. And then the very first interaction she has with another student at the school is when an older classmate shoves her into a locker. This is like the most stereotypical form of bullying. It's seen in pretty much any movies or like forms of entertainment anywhere. When you think of bullying, like the number one thing that comes to mind is getting shoved into a locker. This is very fitting for the book because the author really likes to take stereotypes and use humor to make light of those stereotypes in a way that isn't offensive. This moment is a perfect example of that. It takes a real life struggle that many teens face with being bullying at school, and it uses stereotypes and humor to make it seem lighthearted and not as bad as it really is.
What was the secret you maybe would tell after school?
I think I like you.
Oh, wow. I didn't think you were supposed to tell guys that you liked them.
What? How'd you know that?
We've all lived through that one moment where your heart is pounding so hard it feels like it's actually echoing off the hallway lockers. In Who Da F Are You, Huda captures this universal teen nightmare with painful accuracy. Imagine Huda standing there, her face turning a shade of red so bright it feels like a physical heat. She approaches John, and immediately the stuttering starts. It's not just a slip of the tongue, it's a full-on system crash. She manages to get out a, John, are you busy? But every syllable is a battle. This is the raw reality of one-sided love for a teenager, where your own body betrays you, using blushing and stumbling words to broadcast your deepest, most awkward feelings to the world. You're uncomfortable, you're exposed, and you're waiting for the floor to swallow you whole. Then you have John, who represents a completely different side of the teen struggle. He stays calm, but it's that heavy, careful calmness you use when you're trying to navigate a minefield. He doesn't want to be the bad guy or the one who breaks her heart, so he searches for an exit strategy that feels respectful. He pivots, he brings up her religion, reminding her that at her age, she isn't really supposed to be getting into anything like dating. It's a fascinatingly complex move. On one hand, he's trying to be a nice guy, worrying about her feelings, but on the other, he's using her cultural identity as a shield to avoid a direct rejection. This interaction perfectly highlights the unique pressure many teens face, especially those navigating multiple cultures. Huda is caught between her internal desires and the external rules of her religion and family. When John uses those rules as his reason for saying no, it creates a specific kind of sting. It reminds her of the box she is expected to stay in, even when she's trying to be brave enough to step outside it. The scene ends with that heavy, lingering silence that every teen knows. The one where you realize you've been rejected, not just because of who you are, but because of who people think you're supposed to be. It's a messy, blushing, stuttering portrait of what it's like to try and find your voice when the world is really telling you what you should be saying. And that's the message I believe that the love scene conveys in Who Da F Are You?
I'm glad you both came in. We take these accusations very seriously.
Good, because this is a very serious thing.
Can you tell me a bit of what the problem is?
This teacher is Islamophobic.
With all due respect, man, I'd like to talk to your daughter.
My mom tends to exaggerate.
You said she doesn't call on you unless...
You must have misunderstood. English isn't my mom's first language. She likes to make a big deal over nothing. It's really not that big of a deal. I'm really okay.
Have you ever broken someone's heart? I mean, like actually held it in your hands and crushed it? Because until right now in the principal's office, I'd only ever read about it. The look on Mama's face, I did that. I broke her heart.
This moment is significant because it shows the struggle that many teenagers face of staying quiet. Huda likely feels embarrassed, nervous, and uncomfortable about drawing more attention to herself that's unnecessary, especially when they already feel different and judged by others. Instead of Huda being honest with herself about how hurt she is in the situation, she tries to protect herself and pretends that the situation does not hurt her. Through the self-guilt that she has brought upon herself, she grows and becomes a more honest person to herself and accepts her feelings. Finally, Huda accepts her feelings and doesn't push them down. And by doing this, she gets the teacher in trouble finally, which shows self-growth and accomplishment on her part. The struggles that Huda faces are not only hers, but many other teenagers face these struggles, which is why it is so important to recognize how she persevered and how inspiring she is to all of the younger teenagers.
I tried playing guitar. I wasn't good at it. Then I tried basketball. I wasn't good at that either. I even tried video games. I wasn't good at that. I'm a pod person. A pod person is someone who has no unique identity or characteristics. Nobody is truly a pod person, but it is more of a hyperbolic feeling of being boring. Huda and many teens sometimes feel like this when they have little to no interesting hobbies. They often believe that the fix to this is constantly trying new things, which it very well may be, but instantly being good at everything is an unrealistic expectation. Not being automatically good at these things can further exaggerate a predetermined identity crisis and negatively impact self-worth, because these people can sometimes feel that they are not good at anything they try, and they're supposed to be a pod person. Huda overcomes this by realizing that she doesn't need one thing to be her identity, and she figures out that she had an important one all along, which was more miscellaneous. She enjoyed trying new things and being unique to herself, instead of surrounding her whole personality over one specific thing. This helped her feel more worthy of herself, and it can help other teens feel the same way.